Hey everyone, this is David Pike, Motor City Mechanic. And today what I want to do is show you a repair on the heater hose assembly on a late model minivan. That corresponds with the Dodge Grand Caravan as well as the Chrysler Town & Country. And on this particular model, if it has the dual unit, there is a heater hose that has a plastic Y splitter in it, where one hose runs towards the rear, one towards the front, and that's where it's common for it to split. Now there are multiple repair procedures I've seen over the years. Some of them include replacing the whole assembly, which to me is kind of wasteful. There's nothing technically wrong with the hoses or the pipes leading to the rear, but if you replace the whole assembly, that's what you've got. Also, there's been some plastic tees that you could purchase at the local parts store. I've seen from people online that over a year or two, they may fail again. Now, if you want a permanent fix, I've got one for you. You can pick it up at your local Lowe's store. Most everybody has one in their town, unless you're in a different country. Nonetheless, I highly recommend doing it this way. So I want you to watch the video. I'm going to break it down to you step by step. I'm going to do it off the vehicle so you get a clear visual of how it's done. So in the meantime, you get comfortable while I get started. Alright, so this van came in overheating. You can see antifreeze under the engine compartment. Right now everything's covered in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pressure test it. And then we'll go ahead and see if we can find an obvious leak. So we're going ahead and building up pressure. There we go. Actually, we got a spray here. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually spraying up. Let's go ahead and get a little closer. See if we can find out where. There we go. The usual Y split in the back there, where the heater hose comes off the engine, and it's got a splitter because this has front and rear AC. It also has front and rear heater. So the Y split is for that. It's right here in the seams where it's leaking. So you got one end that goes to the rear heater core and one goes to the front. So that split right there in that junction. Now if you're going to get it through Mopar or your Dodge dealer, the only way they're going to have a repair for this is the whole assembly, which is this hose, the other hose that goes next to it, and the metal pipe that leads back to the rear. So they're only going to sell us one piece. Alright. So I've actually taken the heater hose off the vehicle just so I can give you a bit of visual. It's kind of hard to get up in the engine compartment and show. When we pressure tested, we have a stream of coolant coming out right here where the seam is on this white connector here, split open. As you see, the way it comes is with these hoses crimped on here permanently. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bypass it. As far as the connectors here, we're going to actually cut them out, get rid of them, and put another one in its place. Now on the internet, you see a lot of people replacing it with a plastic Y splitter. Well, I've also seen those same people later on do another follow-up video where it's failed again and they ended up going metal. So what I've got here is a 3/4, they call it a 3/4 crimp tee. I picked this up at Lowe's. Yes, it's going to be at a 90-degree angle instead of at a slant here, but it's not going to make a difference because you've got a lot of excess hose. You'll be fine. Like I said, I got it from Lowe's. And I spent less than, let's see, $3.17. And this is actually what it is. It's Apex APX T34. You can pick it up in their plumbing section. It's all brass. The hoses fit on there great. So what we're going to do and how we're going to do this is we're going to cut this section out. And we're not going to need this. Now this is the piece that went above where the coil pack is, that went on the engine itself. We got one going up to the heater core and one that went to the pipe leading to the rear. So this piece we're not going to be using. We're going to cut here and cut there, and then we're going to add a piece on our T initially going towards the engine. Okay, this is going to put it back a little bit more and give us a little better angle on everything. We're just going to go ahead and cut everything. Just remember which one's which, and believe it or not, they've actually got them labeled. This one actually says lower heater. That's the on the heater core going on the firewall. There's an upper pipe and a lower pipe. This one actually says lower, so you'll know which one that is. We'll sit that right there, and then we'll cut the upper one. Now, mind you, you're going to be doing this on the car. Unless you want to take the whole assembly off, that's your business. All right, here we go. Basically laid out the way it was. We're now going to get our T We're going to use our hose clamps. These probably need to be opened up a little bit, so please excuse me. We're going to slide our key on. If you need to move that little plastic cover, that's fine. Alright, so we got that one on. Now we're going to work on this one. Slide your clamps on. Alright, so there we got that one. And then, like I said, we're going to run a new section up to the engine itself. Get our clamp on. Slide it up over. And there we go. That's basically what your repair is going to look like. Now we're going to, of course, tighten up the clamps. But that's basically what we're getting away with now. We did basically the same thing as far as getting rid of this. So now we've got a permanent fix. It's all metal. You tighten up your hose clamps. Now this, you can adjust this length when you get it on there to see what works best for you. You may go, oh, I need to take about 2 inches off. Well, take 2 inches off. You got plenty of room. So that right there is going to fix it. Now the other heater hose that's next to it has the same kind of basic Y connector, but I've never seen that one split yet, and I probably wouldn't worry about fixing it till it does. Or if you want to go ahead, that's fine. Use the same repair procedure. This is going to be permanent. It's going to last forever. So that way you don't have to worry about the plastic replacement everybody's using and end up failing eventually, because from what I hear, that's exactly what happens. Like I said, this is off the car, mainly just so you can visually see it. You're going to be doing everything in the car, so now you know exactly what I'm recommending you doing, and you know where to buy it for, and you know how much it costs. Alright, so you've watched the repair. Hopefully you've seen that the permanent repair to me is to put something metal in line. A nice metal tee with some hose clamps and a short piece of rubber hose. That to me is going to pretty much last the life of the vehicle, hopefully. And also, if you ever have a problem with the other Y splitter further back that leads to the other line going into the heater hose, heater core as well as to the rear, I would recommend the same procedure. But currently I haven't seen that one ever fail. It's always been the one that I showed you coming directly off the engine. So at this point, I ask that you critique the video if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down is the best way for letting me know how these things are going. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You subscribe, you always get notified of these videos. Anytime that a video comes out, it may pertain to a vehicle you own, someone you know, anything like that, you'll get notified. And also don't forget, scroll down below the video into the description. You will find a link to both Facebook and Twitter as well. So there's multiple ways to get a hold of us and multiple ways to watch the videos. So in the meantime, I've got more videos to be making, so you keep watching them.